Welcome, little adventurers. Get cozy, open your heart, and let's journey into a world of magic and wonder. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between hills that sparkled like silver coins, lived a curious little girl named Lila. One morning, as bright as buttercups, Lila chased a glowing butterfly with wings like stained glass. It fluttered and flew until it landed on an ancient tree, revealing a hidden path. This was no ordinary path. Ivy as thick as pythons twirled around moss-covered stones. Mushrooms glowed with an otherworldly light, and sparkling dewdrops hung heavy on spiderwebs. The air thrummed with the hum of unseen magic. With a deep breath, Lila stepped onto the path. As she ventured deeper, the trees grew taller, their leaves forming a ceiling overhead that filtered the sunlight into dancing motes of gold. The air grew warmer, sweeter, alive with the scent of honeysuckle and pine. Suddenly, the trees parted, revealing a breathtaking sight before her. In the distance, Lila spotted a majestic lion lounging beneath a tree. His fur shone like burnished copper in the dappled sunlight, and a glorious mane of fiery orange and gold framed his regal head. His eyes, deep pools of molten gold, seemed to hold ancient wisdom. As he watched her approach, Lila noticed something extraordinary. Around the lion's majestic mane, there was a slight glow, like moonlight filtering through clouds or firelight shimmering on water. It wasn't frightening, rather it was noble, even magical looking. But then the lion rose to his paws and spoke in a deep, resonant voice that rumbled like distant thunder yet held a surprising gentleness. "Greetings, little one. I am Kael, guardian of this forest. What brings you to the sacred grove of Lunalore?" As Lila began her tale, the lion listened patiently, his golden gaze unwavering. When she finished, a thoughtful expression flickered across his features. "Lunalore, the forest of silver whispers, is in peril," he said at last, his voice heavy with concern. "And I believe you, Lila, are the only one who can help us." Emboldened by his gentle demeanor, Lila squared her shoulders, her eyes flashing with determination. "What must I do?" A sad sigh escaped Kael's lips. The heart of the forest, the crystal bloom, is fading. Only the touch of an innocent heart can rekindle its light. But it is guarded by the gloom, a creature of shadow and despair. If the bloom is not revived, our magic will dwindle, and the forest, along with all its creatures, will fall into eternal darkness. With a determined nod, Lila knew what she had to do. Though fear pricked at her heart, she would not falter. Hand in paw, Lila and Kael ventured deeper into the heart of the forest. The air grew cooler, the light dimmer, and an unsettling stillness hung heavy. Even the bird song seemed to fade away. The once vibrant greens of the leaves had deepened to ominous purples and shadowy blues, and gnarled branches clawed at the twilight sky. As they moved forward, the trees contorted into strange shapes, their silvery bark now a sickly gray, their leaves rustling like dry bones in the wind. Unnatural silence pressed against their ears, broken only by the crunch of fallen leaves beneath their feet. Then from the gloom, a pair of glowing eyes emerged, watching them intently. Startled, Lila tightened her grip on Kael's flank, seeking comfort in his solid presence. Suddenly, a large shape shifted out of the shadows. It was a magnificent lion, yet twisted, corrupted. Its eyes burned with an eerie green light, its snarling face twisted into a mask of malice. Its claws, once gleaming ivory, were now stained with unnatural darkness. The corrupted lion lunged, its roar echoing with malicious intent. Instinctively, Kael stepped in front of Lila, his own mighty roar shaking the forest floor. The two lions circled each other, growling defiance, their eyes locked in a battle of wills. With a sudden burst of speed, Kael lunged, his sharp claws extended. The corrupted lion recoiled, snarling, but not before Kael's claws raked across its chest, drawing a thin line of blood. Enraged, the corrupted lion lashed out, sending Kael sprawling. But before it could deliver a fatal blow, Lila stepped forward. Fear threatened to consume her, but she pushed it aside. She knew she had to do something. She remembered the glow that surrounded Kael when she first saw him. The glow of courage, kindness, and love for his forest home. Taking a deep breath, Lila closed her eyes, focusing on those feelings. She imagined the warmth of the sun on her skin, the gentle caress of the wind through her hair. She thought of the playful chatter of squirrels and the sweet song of blue jays. She pictured the crystal bloom, not wilted and dark, but radiant and full of life. As peace filled her, a golden light began to emanate from her chest, spreading outward like ripples on a pond. The light grew brighter, banishing the shadows and illuminating the clearing. The corrupted lion let out a final, frustrated roar as it dissolved into wisps of black smoke, leaving behind only a faint echo of its former power. The crystal bloom, bathed in Lila's golden light, began to glow brightly once more, its petals unfurling with newfound vigor. With a contented sigh, Kael nuzzled Lila's hand in gratitude. "You have saved our forest, little one," he said, his voice trembling with emotion. "Your innocent heart has restored the balance. From this day forth, you shall be known as the Lightbringer." Overcome with emotion, Lila threw her arms around Kael's neck. "Oh, Kael," she whispered. "I didn't know I had such strength inside me." As if understanding her words, Kael nuzzled her. "You have always had this power, Lila. You merely needed to find it within yourself." Lila and Kael stood together in the clearing, basking in the renewed light of the crystal bloom. All around them, the forest stirred with life. Birds sang, flowers bloomed, and a gentle breeze rustled through the leaves, carrying the scent of 1,000 blossoms. The forest, once shrouded in gloom, was now a symphony of light and life. After what felt like hours, though perhaps it was only minutes, Lila felt a tug on her heartstrings. She knew it was time to return home. Saying a heartfelt goodbye to Kael in the magical forest, Lila stepped back onto the luminous path. As she walked, the scenery shifted, transforming from the ethereal glow of Lunalore to the familiar sights of her village. Finally, she emerged from the trees onto a grassy field bathed in the warm glow of dawn. The path had vanished, leaving no trace of her extraordinary adventure. Lila sat down on a nearby rock, hugging her knees to her chest. As the sky turned from indigo to rose, she realized she wasn't alone. Beside her was a single glowing petal, a tangible reminder of her journey. Startled by a sudden noise, Lila turned to see a beautiful butterfly fluttering nearby. It was the same one she'd followed into. With a gentle flutter, it landed on the glowing petal, as if paying homage to the bravery shown by its young friend. As the first rays of sunlight touched her eyelids, Lila knew she had to wake up. She stretched, feeling refreshed and invigorated, ready to face the day. But as she opened her eyes, she gasped. She was lying in a field of tall grass, a clear blue sky stretching endlessly above her. The soft morning light painted the landscape in hues of gold and green. And in the distance, she could see the faint outline of the hills that shimmered like silver coins. Blinking away the sleep from her eyes, Lila realized she was back in her village, lying in the very spot where she had fallen asleep the night before. The memory of her incredible adventure in Lunalore, with its talking lions and mystical forests, felt like a vivid dream. Yet there, clutched tightly in her hand, was the glowing petal, pulsing with a gentle light. As she looked around, she noticed something extraordinary. The sky was clearer, the flowers more vibrant, the air sweeter than she remembered. A gentle smile touched Lila's lips. Perhaps her journey to Lunalore hadn't been just a dream after all. Perhaps it was a reminder that magic and wonder reside in the world, waiting to be discovered by those who dare to believe. And as Lila skipped happily toward her village, the memory of her adventure warming her heart, she knew that no matter where she went, the spirit of Lunalore would always be with her. Thank you for watching, brave travelers. May your dreams always lead you to magical forests and noble friends. Until next time, farewell.